Hey everybody, and welcome to Twin Talk, a video discussion show where twin brothers Chris and Kevin drink and draw while talking about comic books, movies, and all things pop culture. We are your hosts, Chris Hart,
Kevin Hart,
and today we're going to be talking about episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Episode 5, entitled Truth. I found this episode to be very dull. The only good part of it to me was like the first 10 minutes of that action sequence, which was an incredible fight scene between John Walker, the U.S. agent. We still have yet to hear the name, but and between
Still
Sam.
refers to himself as Captain America.
He's still Captain
The whole
America.
episode he's just like, I'm Captain America.
He's all juiced up.
He's just going around. He's like the kid that just like, the big kid in the diaper that steals your cookies. Like, it's my cookie.
It's my cookie now. He's like, look at me. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
It was good to see Bucky and Sam bonding, but we spent way too much time on this boat.
The boat has now become a subplot.
You were like, oh, the boat's become a subplot. This thing better fly into space.
I was literally like, if they don't enter into the fight, like riding this like amazing jet boat thing and enter the fight with it, I was like, just cut it all out. Why is it even a part of the plot?
We spent a good portion of this
I was
episode
telling you
on
while
the
we were
boat.
watching, I was just like, I feel like the writers were just kind of like, oh, they're back in America. The government shut them down since the whole U.S. agent
decommissioned,
thing.
yeah.
They're kind of like, like unpaid employees right now. They're just like chilling.
Hanging low,
It's
yeah.
like the writer was like, oh, the boat, episode 1, the boat.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like have them sit working on the boat, which does make for some good, like funny things where like it shows like, Sam working on the boat. And I'm sick of saying the boat at this point.
I'm sick of the boat.
Yeah,
I'm sick of the boat.
But it shows like Falcon's like, he's trying to like, take things off. But then you see Bucky come and just like rip them all off with his vibranium arm.
They were finally like coming together, right? Because last week we said our heroes. This entire series so far, they've been way too chillax. They're letting people die left and right. They had to step up a little bit, so it seems like instead of them butting heads, now they're finally coming together. They're kind of bonding as friends. Even though they said they walked away by the end of this episode, saying they're still not partners, but we'll see where it goes.
That was just more of like a rivalry thing. They're like coworkers.
Yeah. But obviously Bucky got him like this gift from Wakanda. We have yet to see what that is. That was a great cliffhanger. Hopefully it's the Captain America like Falcon suit. I'm just gonna call him Captain Falcon, like the Nintendo gift, because otherwise, like I'm just gonna keep getting that wrong.
Falcon punch.
Yeah, I'm hoping he does that because he left his wings and he took the shield, but it's like he doesn't have any super soldier serum. So how is he gonna hold his own going forward? Although we did see him doing like a Rocky IV montage of him training with the shield, which was sick to see. That thing was deadly, man.
He just ends. He's like Zemo on top of like a Siberian cliff.
Zemo's gone too.
Hopefully he comes back in episode 6, the finale, because he went away too easy.
A little too quick.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent in this series. Honestly, one of the better parts. Honestly, this whole show, I feel like the best parts of this show has been John Walker and Zemo.
Yeah, John Walker's out of control. We kind of were siding with him too last week that like his boy Lamar's dead. I wish they touched on it a little bit more. We did see his family grieving, but I really did like it's almost like injustice. It's like Carly Morgenthau, although he did go after that guy who technically didn't kill Lamar, but he was also like an accomplice in this whole thing. So
he wanted answers. He
just wanted answers, and he was just like he's juiced up. So like, it's hard to not like empathize with him, right? John Walker. I'm very curious to see what he does going forward now that he's like completely like delisted as Captain America. They were like, yeah, you're not getting benefits, you're not getting this, which was another relevant topic of veterans coming home, fighting the fight for these guys in suits who are comfortable behind their desks and behind chairs in their own homes.
They don't see the horrors of war.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I think he even kind of left off like, oh, you're going to take away my benefits. He kind of just like turned his back and walked away.
He just walked away.
He's like, I am Captain America. And walked away even with his busted arm, which was brutal, by the way.
Oh,
when
my God. When they broke his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But, they were saying that, like, that line from the original Captain America, like, good becomes great, bad becomes worse.
With the serum.
Serum. And I feel like with John Walker, I feel like he's a good guy. And they're doing a good job at, like, showing that he's got the ideals. But he's also a modern soldier that may have PTSD,
True.
And maybe that serum kind of triggers that.
Even last week, you said you wanted to see more of that fight in Afghanistan about Lamar.
I was hoping we got a flashback in this one.
Me too. I was hoping to get... That would be incredible character
But instead we got the
development.
boat.
So we got 20 minutes of this freaking boat.
Somewhere on the cutting room floor is a flashback sequence of like an amazing battle of John Walker, character development, things he regrets. But, Paul and Darlene, the boat.
Hashtag release the Walker cut. I'm very excited to see what he does in this last episode. If he goes full like rogue agent will we get, like a U.S. agent, because they're handling this character very well in like a modern era, and I like him. He's the guy that you love to hate or hate to love type deal, and they're doing a really good job as writers with this character.
I'm really enjoying his character. A lot of people are like up in arms against him, but
yeah. No one is worse than Carly Morgenthau.
Yeah. She's the one that we should be complaining about.
She actually wanted to kill Captain America. Like, that was literally her intent, was to kill John Walker. So that's why I'm like, you know what? This guy, just another casualty of war. You killed my boy, I kill your boys. So it's kind of like I'm kind of like siding with him a little bit. Even though it was like he became like judge, jury, executioner on the spot in front of all these cell phones.
He went too far, obviously.
Especially, they weren't even in America. So that was like,
At the same time, though, have one of your best friends killed right in front of your eyes, and then tell me you're not going to go kill somebody who's
yeah. There was a lot of political and societal elements to the show. I really liked, like you said, about like Isaiah Bradley, about touching in on that, of how he's going through this past like stress of him being and his boys in the war, about being expendable as these lab rats, really, that were like, people of color, and just kind of being like they were expendable. Even the government, he said, was about to like destroy the POW to take out the evidence. So he's all bitter, and I understand it, and I really like that Sam is kind of taking, I guess that's what the boat was like metaphorical for, was like, oh, he even said like, oh, this is our history type deal, like what we have, we got to make the best of it. So I like that, like Isaiah said, like no self-respecting black man would want to be Captain America. And Sam is first of all, his name is literally Uncle Sam. They call him Uncle Sam.
It's dope.
So I was like, come on, that's like right in your face.
Alley-oop, just finish it.
just dunk on him. But nowhere near like Patriot did in the streets, because that dude was an airball.
Yeah. So we know him. Eli is the grandson of
Eli Bradley,
Isaiah, and we were dying laughing at his airball, because like, it's like, this guy's going to be a future. I was like, maybe don't draft him for the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
His 3-point game is really like
trash.
Not even on the charts.
Like he does his move to his boy in the street and goes. They couldn't even like add a sound effect of like a swish or anything to
do
help
a
him
second
out.
take, man. Even I was watching. I was like, cut.
Yeah, I was like, nice airball. I really appreciate that Sam Wilson is taking this throne of Captain America. He did like the Rocky montage of him training. And I love that he's taking up this mantle of like not being afraid of what people might think or what the past has been. And first of all, it is very comic accurate. Bucky and Sam have both been Captain America, but I've kind of always favored Sam as Captain America, because Bucky was the Winter Soldier, and there's way too much blood on his hands to represent like this American icon. Although it was a nice redemption arc for him in the comic books, I'm glad to see that they're going the Sam Wilson route here. And I really hope that it's like the Stuart Immonen costume that's in that Wakandan
Just
box.
be accurate with it, because
oh my goodness,
it's a great looking costume, especially since like the Falcon has always kind of had like a cheesy, gaudy costume.
Oh yeah.
He's got like the beak in the middle of his head, these giant, like he's got like a V-neck, this like sleeveless, and like it's never been that great. So when he did get that Captain America suit in the comics, I was like, all right, that's a great redesign for this character. And it's just cool, like the lineage of like the legacy of the character of Captain America, Sam being like his like basically like his Robin back in the 70s. It was like always Captain America and Falcon. So it was cool to see him take on the mantle. I'm kind of sad that the show's ending it, because it's been going quick. I think it's infinitely better than WandaVision. They both have their own flavors.
I think you said it too. It kind of feels like Netflix's Daredevil. It's very like real world and all that, with the superhero genre, but also with like real life drama, and I really appreciate that about the show. One thing I'm curious about is the girl from Seinfeld shows up. I have no clue who she is. She gives, like you said, the Incredibles card with like there's nothing on it. Like, so what's her deal? I was kind of hoping I had to Google real quick. I was like, oh, who was it? Because I'm really hoping that they would bring back Red Skull or Arnim Zola. All these throwback Captain America villains.
It's got a great rogues gallery.
If he's not the power broker, it seems like Sharon Carter's the power broker. But I was hoping that Zola would be, or that we'll get Red Skull back in some sort of fashion. Because in First Avenger, he just kind of goes away with the cube. Then we see I think it was Endgame, right, when ScarJo sacrifices herself. He was like the Soul Stone
Infinity
keeper.
War and Endgame, he was like guardian of like the stone.
But then I guess he would be released after that sacrifice. So is he going to come back? Will he be back in current time?
Oh, that'd be so sweet.
I just really want to see Johann Schmidt back as the
You
Red
were talking
Skull.
about maybe even his daughter, because like you're more of a Cap guy in the comics.
Yeah.
You were collecting them for a while. You got the books. You said that his daughter,
Cynthia Schmidt.
Yeah. So Sin is the character's name.
And she goes, after a while, she goes full on and like, completely makes herself look like the Red Skull. She like destroys her face and everything.
That would be an interesting take.
That'd be incredible if they do like a current, because it seems like they're obviously doing like a current version of Captain America with Sam Wilson. We're moving into this next generation of heroes with between the Young Avengers, it seems, and this new Captain America. So I would just love for any sort of fashion of the Red Skull to come back.
You were saying too, like halfway through this episode, even your wife was saying that Wyatt Russell is just, he's a great actor, and I really appreciate him as U.S. agent. And like we said before, we found out that he was going to be Cap, and you were saying that he's very reminiscent of the Ultimates.
He looks like the Ultimates Captain America, yeah.
And I really feel for this character. I really do.
He's good.
I hope it ends in a good place for him.
Yeah,
where there could be some nice closure and maybe not like a death.
Yeah, because he's got his girlfriend too, or wife. I don't know what she is to him, but like she was from the first episode in the locker room. Hopefully she'll be like kind of bring him back down type deal. So I don't know. I'm very excited for Sam Wilson to get this legacy, right? The shield of Captain America, because we've been saying like he's just been letting things go. He's like nothing without the wings, and so I'm glad to see him training kind of.
His wings got murked in the opening action sequence.
That's why I'm glad to see him level up a little bit, because you're about to take on super soldiers. If he's gonna become Captain America, you got to be able to take on these threats and everything else. Batroc the Leaper's back, so who knows?
He wants to kill. Yeah, there's actually a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, there's so much moving parts.
I kind of wish that this was gonna be like 8 episodes.
Yeah,
John Walker, I agreed that he took the super soldier serum because he was talking to his boy in that mall. And they were like, would you take it? Would you take it? He's like, yeah, of course. Hell yeah, I take it. And of course, John Walker takes it, and he's able to fight. Even the opening sequence when he's like running, I was like, man, it's just so cool seeing super soldiers.
Yeah. You were hoping that Sam would take it, right?
I was kind of pulling that Sam. I'd be down for that, because you're going to tell me, like halfway through, it turns into like an Under Armour commercial where he's just like dripping the sweat off his nose.
The Nike.
You're going to tell me that if you just run like a 5K each day, you can fight like, super villains and terrorists. I'm not buying it. And the one thing
let's not forget that Sam Wilson got beat by Ant-Man. Yeah. Are we not forgetting that?
But he also said, it ain't ever going to happen again.
Yeah. He's like, it ain't going to happen again.
I love too that like when Bucky and Sam are like kind of just playing catch or frisbee with the shield.
Oh, that was awesome, yeah.
But at the end of the episode, he can't catch the shield. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of made no sense to me. And when he catches it with like in front of him, I was like, both his hands are broken.
I'm just hoping that he can like keep up, because I was even talking to my brother-in-law, Mike, and we was talking. He looked up Wikipedia, like Sam Wilson, the Falcon's like abilities, and he's like, oh, train hand-to-hand combat, and then it said like telepathic link with all birds. I was like, tell me his power will be like the girl from Home Alone lost in New York City, like the girl with all the pigeon, the pigeon lady,
just crap all over her shoulder.
And speaking of, like, this show would not even be existent if like he just called in Red Wing, his like drone. If he just had his drone take out all the flag smashers, Lamar would be alive. Justice for Lamar. Yeah. And we would not be like dealing with all this like drama of John Walker being the bad guy and all this. But who knows? That's how the show had to play out.
I'm kind of curious going into the finale as to what happens with Zemo, because like we said, he kind of went away a little too easy. And also, like, is that going to play out in this show? Or are they saving that for another thing?
Seems like they're setting up for like a Masters of Evil type deal. I hope. I really hope.
It would be pretty sweet.
Next week for the finale, we'll be drawing Baron Zemo. Probably doing a series review as well. If you guys want to send in your fan art, you can use hashtag TwinTalk and send it to us on Instagram at twintalkbros, or send it to our email at twintalkbros@gmail.com. Anyways, that about wraps up today's episode of Twin Talk. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below to join the discussion, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you next time. Peace!
Borderline.